Hello, everyone. How's it going? My name is Andy, and right there to my left and/or right, depending which way your thing is the thing, that's
It's left.
Angelo, and we
Hi.
are A&A. Welcome. You are chilling with A&A.
Yes.
Um, Angelo,
hmm
Macero, we have not done an episode in the
We
3
haven't
weeks,
yeah.
and so our apologies. We have been busy. School is a thing. We're seniors, so it kind
Yes.
of, you know, means more work of the schooling. Also, Mike, that's
Yes.
not
Man,
this.
finally
So
decided to use a mic.
finally, I've had this mic for the entire time that we've been doing that. Give me a second. I've had this mic for the entire time that we've been doing this podcast, and I just haven't used it. So here I am. Now I'm using it. Angelo,
Mhm.
Macaroni,
Hi.
tell me, how are you doing? How are you doing? And how are you
I'm
doing?
great. The
That's
third
great.
quad is slowly coming to an end.
It's true.
We have April break next week.
That's also true.
So
But it's shut down, so people don't be going out. Stay home.
yes.
Stay home.
Well, go
Do
and
your
get your
part.
exercise, but don't be
Go
don't be
get that exercise in. Go get them
yes.
groceries, but don't be doing anything
Indoors.
that. Yeah, I didn't know what to say.
But yeah, we have been away for a while, mostly because, like I said, the third quad is coming to an end. We have our final assignments that we have to work on. Whole lot of
Yeah, I
business
gotta
that we
write a
have to get
song.
to. There you go. Uh, there's just a whole lot of business that we have to get done before we can do our side jobs of podcasting,
Side casting.
side casting.
Yeah. All right. Go
Before
ahead.
we start
What?
with our fact of the day, I'm just gonna say, like I do every video, because I like to plug this in. We have a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, we do.
For those of you who are listening on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other place, sorry, I can't keep serious because if you're watching, you would see Andy's having a laughing fit on the screen. So as I was saying, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, all those places, and you hear us mentioning things that should be seen, but you know,
Like me crying and laughing.
yeah, that's because we're on video and we're creating YouTube
You get to see our
videos.
lovely faces.
Yes.
Voice crack.
And I realized this because last episode we did with Allie, there were a lot of things like her screen and her microphone blending into the background that
Yeah.
we mentioned, and
People
that was on
listening
the YouTube video.
don't really understand that. So if you want to see these things, want to understand the jokes we make, see the little clips that go on, go follow our no, well, you can subscribe, but you know what I mean. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel at Chilling with ANA
Yes.
and
Same way it's
tune in
spelled
for all the fun.
podcast. Yeah, tune in for all the fun. I mean, you could listen to it too if that's what you want to do. Coolio. If you're just working around the house or something and just want to listen to something.
You want to exercise, listen to the podcast. You just
Yes.
cleaning up the house, listen to the podcast. You want to show your friends that you're cool and you listen to our podcast, make them listen to the podcast at any means necessary.
Yes. And basically, if you just can't sit down and watch the video, go ahead and listen to us because that
Listen
also
to us.
supports us greatly.
Exactly.
And
Well,
we
Angelo,
definitely appreciate all the viewers and listeners. Yes.
let me tell you something about the interwebs, the internet, if you
Oh,
will.
go ahead. Your fact of the day.
Let me tell you about this good old fact. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but apparently I got like 3. So
Yes.
we'll do this. The internet is 9,110 days old today. I don't know how true that is, but that's why we're going to move on to the next thing, which I think is a little more true. YouTube, which is where we are on. So go subscribe to us at Chilling with A&A. YouTube uploads 72 hours of video every single minute. Every minute.
And we
And
contribute
yes,
to that.
mostly people's pets and or try not to laughs. But that's a lot of hours. 72 hours.
It's a lot.
How many hours do you think we've like done of videos?
Well,
like 6.
for unedited videos,
Oh, that's a different story. No, with edited videos.
edited, our last couple episodes are about 20 minutes. So I'd say
So
that's an hour
let's
right
say
there for 3. And then the other couple ones are like an hour. So
Yeah. So I would
six,
say
I'd say.
maybe like what, 3, 4 hours maybe.
Yeah, 4 to 5, I'd say.
Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You never know.
Well, it'll get there as we keep going up.
We'll get there. All right. But that's I find that interesting. Also, another one. This isn't like I'll continue with this fact because this one I found cool. If the internet were weighed, it would weigh about 2 ounces, 50 grams. That's
Huh?
insane to think about. 2 ounces, that's it? The whole interwebs? I mean, it's just like electricity. That don't
Yeah.
weigh that much, right? So, I mean, it makes sense, but it's crazy to think about. How do you weigh the internet?
Yeah, exactly.
I
A lot of
wonder
questions
if
raised here.
is there more here? Oh, it actually is. Wow, it actually is. How does one measure the weight of the internet? Physicist Russell Zeitz measured the weight of a multiple. Give me 1 second. I'm trying again. Physicist Russell Zeitz measured the weight of multiple billions of electrons, which make up the data that we send back and forth every day. Still didn't really
Wow.
answer how. I'm a little confused still.
You know what? To be honest, the Google little tabs that say like that have the questions that you're looking for never actually have the answers. You ever try to search up a definition on Google and it
Yeah.
makes no sense whatsoever?
I think it makes sense. I'm just dumb enough that I don't understand.
Yeah, like they use words that just don't compute.
Like discombobulated. Like, what's that? Oh goodness. All right, Angelo,
Hey, hi.
tell me what's been going. How? Hi, hi. You like saying hi a lot today. What's going on with that, huh? Okay.
Just
So so when I was reading the fact, right, it said data. I want to know, do you say data or do you say data?
data.
This is an important part of our friendship.
Data. It's like the
Good.
only way
Good
to say
boy.
it.
Data is the character of that robot on Star Trek.
See, I feel like only commercials use data.
Maybe.
Have you heard people say data?
I have. There's many people in my school, many people I talk to. They're like data, and I'm like, you mean that character from Star Trek? And they're like, no, the internet stuff. And I'm like, you mean
The
data,
internet stuff.
internet stuff? You know, the good old interweb. Oh man.
So, how's your 3 weeks been?
Oh, my 3 weeks have been great. I've been working on school. That's really it.
Like all of us.
I like all of us. Exactly.
We
Exactly.
just recently went back into stay at home, so we're not back at school
Exactly.
anymore.
Yeah. I was playing Minecraft yesterday with a friend. I won't say his name. We'll call him Pablo. And so Pablo, like the backyard
For
again.
all the Pablos out there, we
For
love
all
your
the
name.
Pablos out there calling you out. Oh man, like the backyard again from the backyard again, the purple penguin.
Blue guy.
It's blue.
The
I think
pink
I'm
one
colorblind.
is, I think,
Isn't there like a
hold on. I
like
know what the pink one
Shaniqua?
is. There's a pink one that looks like a
There's a
lizard.
moose. Hold up. What are the names of the backyardigans? Hold up. I'm gonna search this up.
Pink one.
What
And I
are
like that.
the names?
And the pink one's the last one. It's like in the song, and then at the end, he's like, "And I'm a thing." And
We
I'm...
got Uniqua, we
yeah,
got Pablo, we
yes.
got Tyrone, we got
I,
Tasha, and those are like the main.
I think it was Tyrone.
Oh wait,
That's the
then
pink.
there's Austin, I think, right? There's
Yeah,
another
Austin.
one.
That's the pink one. Austin is the
There's
pink one.
two pink ones. We got a pink one and we got a purple kind of
A
pink one.
lizard.
There's a yellow one, an orange one, and a blue one.
The one that kind of looks like a lizard. I think he has polka dots.
That's Uniqua.
Austin.
No, Austin? Hold up. Who Austin?
Austin is like the taller one. I think he has a striped shirt.
Oh, I mean, two of them have striped shirts.
Hold on.
Oh, it's like the little rabbit thing.
What kind of
That's Austin.
backyardigans are you looking at?
What do you mean? Austin is the little kind of looks like a rat.
Let me...
One of them's a moose. One's like a kind of like a ladybug kind of thing.
Austin.
One's
Okay, yeah, Austin is the one that looks like a
yeah.
rabbit. I think he's
Austin's
like
a
the
rat.
kangaroo.
Uniqua is like a ladybug. Pablo's a penguin. Tyrone's a moose, and Tasha's a hippo.
Yes, but
See,
I'm
I know
thinking
my
I'm thinking Austin is a
backyard.
kangaroo.
There's a kangaroo.
He looks like a kangaroo. Oh, you can't
Who
see
looks like a
in my
kangaroo?
background.
How does he don't look like a kangaroo? He looks like a rat.
Look at his tail. That's
That's
not
a
a
rat
rabbit.
tail. You never see no kangaroo tail.
Are you calling him a rat or a rabbit?
Both. Oh, a I'll figure it out. A
Austin is a purple kangaroo and a major character in the Backyardigans.
kangaroo. Where's his pouch?
He has a shirt on. There is no
I almost
pouch.
said take it off. Don't do that. That's a kid's show.
That's like that's
Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Uniqua. She wears like overalls, but they're the exact same like color and pattern as her skin, and so it just looks like she's naked.
see, if you want to be on the same wavelength in the same conversation as us, go search up a picture of the Backyardigans.
It's crazy. I haven't looked at the Backyardigans
Oh
since
yeah, she is.
I
Yeah, but
watched
it's basically
Treehouse.
like skin color.
Yeah, that's what's
I didn't
weird.
think
She
she
looks
was
like
actually
she's
wearing
naked the whole
stuff.
time.
And then Pablo just has a bow tie and a hat.
This man's like, I'm free. Then Tyrone's got like a striped shirt, and then Tasha, I don't remember. She's a hippo.
Tasha is wearing like a nice star dress. You know Lisa Simpson?
Yeah,
Yeah, looks like that.
nice.
Literally yellow and orange.
That crazy. What was I saying? How did we get here? I was
Because
talking about
you
my
were
friend
talking about your
Pablo.
friend. Yeah, you
That's
were
how
talking
my
about
friend
your friend
Pablo.
Pablo.
My
And you were
friend,
playing
that's totally
Minecraft.
his name. But basically, I was playing Minecraft with my friend Pablo yesterday, and my
Right.
chair won't move. My God. And we were playing Bed Wars on Hypixel. Have you ever played Bed Wars on Hypixel?
No.
Okay, well, for those of you who've played Bed Wars on Hypixel, you'll understand this. Basically, I was on, I don't remember what team I was on. It doesn't matter. And you know, when you've played Minecraft, and it's kind of like the
Of course.
unspoken rule of Minecraft that when you're like talking with someone, you kind of just like okay, bye. You kind of just run around and like start doing parkour and stuff. And that's
Yeah.
kind of like the unwritten rule of like Minecraft. Like you have to when you start talking with someone. And so we were talking, and I completely forgot that we were playing Bed Wars, and like we were playing a game, and you know, you're versing like 14 other people, so it's like you have one life survival type thing. And and um I just completely forgot, and I started building over to like another team's like territory, and I just started going over there, and I'm like, oh, I'm just talking, and Pablo, he's just like, where are you going? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's just like, we're in the middle of a game. And I'm like, what? And I turn around and I see the other team like running at me, and I'm like, oh my God. And I start freaking out, and I start screaming, and then I started crying, laughing, and I go into the chat and I'm like, wait, I'm crying, please wait. And they just murdered me, and I was like, oh, it didn't work. And that it was actually hilarious. It's like one of those things like for people who drive, you know, it's like they're like they'll say like, oh, they're driving, and then they like just completely forget, and they're like driving, and then they're like, oh my God, whoa, I'm driving. Like you
Yeah.
completely zone out, right? And
Yeah.
that happens all the time, especially if you're playing Minecraft, you're just talking, you're chilling, and all of a sudden you're getting attacked, and you're like, ah. And it was frightening, and it was
Hey, call me a
great.
child, but I've been bored, and so to kind of lighten up my days because nowadays it's
Cure
like
your boredom.
yeah, yeah, to kind of also lighten up my days and not listen to the news about coronavirus. I've been watching Stampy Longnose.
Stampy is the goat, or one of the goats, when it comes to Minecraft YouTube.
And
And
I have started
God,
from the
he's great.
beginning. And
Oh dang.
literally, I made a goal with my cousin now to like build a lot of the things like fun lands and stuff
Yeah.
and rides and stuff. Kind of like that he did, not copying exactly what he did, but
Yeah,
like
but doing like
fun.
similar kind of like crazy builds and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I'm starting a YouTube, and it's gonna be a Minecraft. It's gonna be like a gaming channel. What? Right, YouTube. I'm starting a YouTube. I'm starting a gaming channel. And I'm doing it with a couple friends and stuff. And we're starting an SMP, like a Minecraft SMP survival multiplayer world. And I am going to build a city. That is my goal. I'm gonna build an entire city. We're gonna have a Ferris wheel. We're gonna have games. When that stuff starts like kicking up, I'll give you all the ads. Go follow, go subscribe, go watch. But that ain't there yet,
Don't
so stay here.
don't forget to tell your
Don't
Twitch
go anywhere yet. You
users.
still here. You still here.
Don't forget
Um,
to tell your peoples on YouTube and Twitch to come over here and
we'll see.
listen to the podcast.
We'll see if I remember.
Oh wow, that's great.
I may not remember, bro. My memory like short.
Exactly.
Loading screen like
Oh, come
loading, bro. Loading.
on. Another thing.
We're big kids. It's okay.
This is not really a topic that I was going to talk about, but it
It's okay. We're
popped
talking
up
about
in my
anything
head.
today.
I saw in the news today that the Toronto is now for hotspot areas of COVID. They're lowering the vaccine rate to 18 plus.
Hey,
Are you gonna take it?
wait. Oh, I'm not plus.
Not yet.
I'm not even 18. I'm 17.
Yeah,
It took
so
me a
am I.
second. For
But
some reason, I
eventually,
thought you said like 18, like and below, like 18 minus, and I was like, yeah,
well, I'm
woo! And
sure
I was like,
eventually it'll get to that.
weird
Like
thing.
it's not that far off of where
Oh,
we are.
definitely, yeah.
But are you
The
gonna
thing
take
is,
it?
yes, of course I'm gonna take it, bro.
I was kind of
You?
hesitant at first, but now it's become more of a thing, and
It's
um,
become a thing. It's
and yeah,
trending.
it's tested more, and people kind of know which vaccine works for what age group. So I think we're
Yeah,
okay.
because I mean, the COVID virus is kind of whoa, what's it called? A strand of like the SARS, a strain of like the SARS virus back in like 2003, right?
Right.
So they kind of had like a idea about it and already. That's why they got a vaccine out so quick and how everything kind of moved along very quickly. And so, but yeah, I have family that are in hospitals and stuff, and a lot of them have got it and they're like chilling. And so it's just kind of like, yeah, do your own research on it. You know, don't always trust what medical professionals say,
Yeah,
but
and
do
I've also
trust them, of
learned.
course.
Yeah,
But you know,
I've also learned that for those of you who are kind of questioning that the vaccine because you could still get COVID after you've taken it, a lot of people are questioning it. However, I've learned that the vaccine is purely just to keep you out of the hospital and to keep you from dying, essentially.
I mean, so the vaccine, of course, it's not 100%. It's like 95, 90, 3, whatever
Yeah,
percent. And that's obviously great, better than zero. You keep disappearing. And kind of the whole point of it is so that you may get it, you just won't really have symptoms of it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
The point of it
And
is,
it's a better chance of you not getting it, but you can still spread it, and that's why people need to take it and need to have herd immunity. 75 to 80% of the
yeah.
population need to get it so that we can, you know, kind of start going back.
Essentially, it's exactly like the flu. It keeps you out of the or the flu shot, I should say. At one point, the flu was deadly. Now it's not. It's kind of just a thing that passes, and yes,
Hmm.
people still do die from it, but not as often as it did. And so essentially the COVID vaccine is just to keep you out of the hospital and keep you from having to use a ventilator and keep you from possibly
Yeah, it's to
dying.
keep you from having having symptoms and stuff.
Yeah, like a
Obviously, you
major
can still get that.
symptoms.
You can still get the virus. You can still get symptoms. That's, the unfortunate. Oops, sorry. That's the I said sorry to my mic. That's the unfortunate that are part of that 5-7%.
Yeah.
But I'd rather
You know what I'm trying
have,
to say. It's just like
yeah, I'd rather have a 95% protection than zero. So
yeah.
if I get the chance, when I get the chance, I'll take it. Obviously, I'd, you know, choose the one that I think is best that'll suit me. But yeah, I think everyone should get it. Everyone should at least try their best to get it. But, until then, do what we're told. Stay home, stay, distance from people. have your life online, talking to people just like we are right now. You think
Yes.
I would love to go over to Angel's house right now, give him a little
Yes.
smooch on the face, you know what I mean? But no, can't
Go
do
to,
that.
go to parks and do things and
Yeah.
have fun with each other and not just
Yeah,
like
but we'll get back to there. We'll get back to that place only
we were in
when,
the summer.
yeah, we'll
So
get back to
it's
that place
possible to
only
get back
when
there.
people start listening, people start paying attention, and when people start taking this vaccine. We need herd immunity. 75 to 80% of the people need to either have the vaccine or have the virus. And I'd much rather have everyone have the vaccine.
Right.
So
Let's
do
get to the
what you're
place
told.
of New Zealand and Australia.
Exactly. They've had 0 cases since like the
May.
beginning.
I watched a
Crazy.
thing on news the other day that now they're opening up their borders to Australia and New Zealand because they both haven't had cases for since May.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing, and people have been like kind of crossing over between to kind of get vacation and to also just enjoy life. And
Yeah.
yeah, so each country does it differently. New Zealand and Australia just happened to catch it when they did and happened to have a plan. That's not the way things worked out here. That's not the way things worked out in other places, but it has happened, and now we're just trying to do our best and get down to where we want to be.
Exactly. Snaps. Snaps. Big snaps. Yeah.
I try.
A little more lighthearted thing. I was watching the Late Late Show. James Corden, love him. If you're watching, mwah, love you. And and
One day,
um,
Andy.
one day, and my brain shut down. Give me a second. Right, he was talking, right? Because
Yeah.
as he does. And I can't. Oh my God, he was talking about this person who went to like a store, and then they came back from said store, and there were 15,000 bees in their car, and he made the
That's
joke like,
lighthearted.
yeah, hey, give me a second, man. And he made the joke that was just like the real hero is whoever counted those bees. And I'm
Oh,
honestly very like curious. I think someone just walked by the car and it was just like, but like 15,000. You know what I mean? It's like one of those games,
they
those at those
measured.
carnivals when they fill it with like beans or whatever, and it's just like guess how many are in the jar and you get to keep all the beans.
Yeah,
Or
they
you win a
measured the
pig.
inner space of the car, and
This
then
man's doing
saw how,
math.
like, yeah, math,
Math.
something that I'm
See,
not good
math
at.
has a use if you ever want to figure out how many bees are in the car. Um, and so it's kind of crazy. What would you do if you went like back to like your car and you saw like 15,000 bees in your car? I would just turn around. I'd be like, they can have
I
it. I'm
would,
going
yeah, I
home.
would walk
I'll
away.
walk.
Yeah, how did they
I'll
even get in
walk.
there?
The window was open. Big brain.
That's your mistake.
See, someone didn't steal the car, but the bees
But
did
the
take it over.
bees,
But the bees.
but the bees.
But the bees. The bee movie, you like
There's the
jam.
title for today's episode.
But the
But the
bees.
bees.
But the bees. Oh goodness.
I think we reached the
Bees.
end of our
Bees be crazy.
episode.
You ever been stung by a bee?
Me, no.
Oh,
No,
you ever
no.
been stung by a bee? I'm
Luckily,
gonna like kidnap you and get a bee to sting you.
that
You got
sounds
experience
rude.
of being
I've
stung. You
been
allergic to
bitten by a
bees?
centipede.
Oh, that sounds painful. Don't they have
Yeah,
little like
yeah.
jaws?
See, usually nobody knows that they bite, but they do because.
No, they
So
do.
I hung up my jacket. This was a long time ago. I hung up my jacket
And
and
it
then it
didn't like
fell off
that,
the
so
hook.
it attacked you.
And when it fell off the hook, the centipede went in the sleeve. And so the
Uh-oh.
next day when I went to go pick it up and put it on, I put my hand in there, and I guess they felt threatened, so they bit me,
Obviously.
and I dropped the coat, and it s- squiggled out of there.
Squiggle.
squiggled.
It was like, woo! It
Yeah.
squiggled right out of there.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Being bitten by a centipede sounds scary.
Oh yeah, it was. It was. I was like crying for a
Like,
long
what?
time. This was a long time ago, mind you, but still, that
Picks
stays.
up coat. You picks up coat centipede. And I was offended by that.
Yeah, I literally like shake my coat now.
Is that why you do it? Sometimes I'll like see you just shake your coat randomly, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
"What are you
Well, I'm
doing?"
not going back to that. No, they've been on the ceiling and fallen on me. Oh, I have.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I have
I
some
would
stories.
throw a pencil at it.
Yeah, dart it right at the walls,
Throw it
at
right
the
at the ceiling. It's
ceiling.
eh, eh. We should call it chats and bees.
Chats and bees.
Chats. Like
Chats.
having because we're chatting bee,
Yeah. Chat and bee.
spelling bee. How do you spell bee?
What? Was
Spell
that
it.
a real question?
No, I'm kidding. It's
I was gonna say,
BWS.
Andy, wow, 3 weeks have done great to you.
It's I don't know spell B. You get like a B, and then you get a 3, but then you turn the other way.
Yeah. As always, thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please go subscribe, click the bell, do all those things.
Like, comment on other topics you'd like to see us talk about.
Yes, for sure. We'd
Go
like to
follow our
hear from you
Instagram.
guys. Go follow our Instagram, AA_podcasts.
Ask us
Go,
questions, and we'll be glad to answer them.
for sure. Go leave us a voice message on Anchor if you're listening to it there, and then we can put it in the podcast and answer your questions. Go listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Leave us some feedback, some comments, anything you want us to fix, anything you want us to add into the show, and
The
we'll add it in. We love you all. Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you next week. This has been Chilling with A and A. Ciao.
Toodaloo.